What is up, guys? Welcome back to another show. Listen, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all looking forward to the game this evening. Listen, I'm going to be here doing a preview of the Wolves game. Obviously, we're taking on Wolves at 6 p.m. this evening. So, yeah, listen, I hope you're all doing well. Just a couple of things to tell you about before I get into the preview. Please do smash the like button. Would really appreciate that. Also, please do remember that the watch along will be at 5:45. Jesus, I had to remember the time then. So I'll be on air at 5:45, taking you through the game. And then, as I said to you on Saturday, sorry, I keep thinking we played on Sunday, but we played on Saturday. As I said to you on Saturday, there'll be the post-match show at 8:30. So I'll be wrapping up the watch along as soon as the show finishes, as soon as the match finishes pretty promptly. And then I'll be back at 8:30 with the post-match show. So, yeah, and that's going to be the format going forward. Listen, I know there was a lot of outgoings yesterday in the transfer window, but the reason why I didn't bring those to you is because we can talk about those. I'm sure you guys will bring those up in the comments. And also the transfer window, it's not really exciting transfer window, was it? Let's be honest. But yeah, listen, it is what it is. But yeah, we've got a game tonight. We've got a game against Wolves, and we need to get the 3 points, don't we? We need to get back to winning ways as quickly as we possibly can. Otherwise, we're going to maybe slip a little bit down the table, and it might ruin our momentum if we don't get the 3 points. So, yeah, we need to just go and get those 3 points. We do need to get those 3 points. So, listen, there's a little bit to kind of consider as well with this game. Because obviously, remember the last time we played Wolves, obviously Raul Jimenez had that big injury. David Luiz, I think that was the game as well that David Luiz was covered in blood as well, and Arteta left him on. So, yeah, but there's a lot riding on this game. And let's not forget as well, Wolves are well, I know they're struggling at the moment, but they have been a little bit of a bogey side for us in recent times because they seem to always turn up against us. But hopefully, this time around, we're in much better form. We've got momentum on our side, and we have, we have players. I know we've got a few players injured, but we've got, the likes of Smith Rowe now, who's in the side. Martinelli's coming on leaps and bounds. You got Lacazette as well, who's coming into a little bit of form. So hopefully we can do the business. Hopefully we can win the game because we drastically need those 3 points. When you look at the fixtures that we've got coming up, so we've got Wolves. I think, have we got Villa again? We got Aston Villa. I think we got Man City in February as well. So there's a lot of tricky games. Leicester, I think, is in there too. To be honest, I've not really looked at the fixture list. As I said to you guys as well, I like to take it game by game because we can't look no further than the next game. We can't look no further than tonight's game, and tonight's game being Wolves. So I don't really tend to look at the fixtures ahead just simply because I like to focus on the game. And I think this is what Arsenal should do as well. Focus on game by game, not running into it, looking ahead to fixtures beyond that. And, we got the Europa League starting up in a couple of weeks' time as well with the trip to Benfica. And then, obviously, Benfica are coming to the Emirates. So, yeah, listen, it's a tough month. And we need to start getting off to a great start in this month. We need to put in a little bit of a run, if I'm being brutally honest. We need to go on one of those famous Arsenal runs so we can... so that we can maybe push up that table. And listen, I know it's unlikely that we're going to get the top 4, but we need to push on. And listen, you never know what goes on. Listen, teams around us, everyone's beating everybody in the Premier League right now, aren't they? Everybody is beating everybody. So listen, the Premier League is still wide open, and anything can happen. Arteta, listen, I checked out Arteta's press conference, and he had a few interesting things to say. Obviously, he'd done it yesterday on deadline day, so a majority of the press conference, he was asked about deadline, the transfers, ingoings and outgoings. Didn't really disclose anything. Obviously, we know now that Maitland-Niles has gone on loan. Joe Willock as well, I think, went. And then a few other players went out as well. So the transfer window was more about getting players out, wasn't it? Really, we weren't going to get any substantial players in. I know we just brought in Ardegord. Jesus, I will pronounce that right at some point. But yeah, listen, we weren't going to do anything of real quality in this transfer window. The January transfer window is shit at the best of times. I think the only player we've signed of any note in the transfer window in January is Aubameyang. So I didn't really expect anything to happen. It was more about outgoings. And it was more about getting people off the wage book, getting players off the wage book, getting players out the door. And we've done that. We've had a pretty successful transfer window. But yeah, Arteta was asked about that. And the most notable things as well that he was asked about Lacazette. As we know, Lacazette went off injured. On Saturday, he ended up going to hospital. But good news is that apparently he's going to be fit for the game. And also with Aubameyang, he was asked about Aubameyang. And listen, it's unlikely that he's going to play, but he didn't quite rule it out. Arteta didn't quite rule out the possibility of Aubameyang returning. They've got to obviously follow the protocols. He's got to isolate, but they didn't rule it out. He didn't say no, he's not going to play. But listen, in my personal opinion, it's unlikely that he will play. Big up to 10 people watching inside 7 minutes. Please do smash the like button. Please do subscribe. Listen, I will get to your comments a little bit later on in the show. Don't forget as well, I will be back with the watch along at 5:45, and I will be back with a post-match show at 8:30. So yeah, I will be back with a post-match show at 8:30. So yeah, do check that out. And we're on the road to 2K, so please do keep subscribing. Would really appreciate that. Trying to push the channel to 2,000 subscribers and really kick on this year. We're into the second year of the channel. So yeah, do please keep subscribing and do keep sharing. Would really appreciate that. So yeah, like back onto Arteta and basically the injuries. He was also asked about Kieran Tierney and Bukayo Saka. Now they're apparently being tested and they could feature tonight, but the way Arteta said it and the way I took it is they're probably going to be unlikely to feature. So it's a job to know, innit? He didn't really say yes and he didn't really say no. So you never know with Arteta. You never know what's going to happen. So those are just a couple of things that he spoke about in his press conference. There were a couple of things there. It was mainly dominated about the transfer window, and it was mainly dominated about incomings and outgoings. So yeah, listen, having said that, I am now going to get into my predicted 11. So this is the team that I would like to see play. This is the team that, that may not play. Listen, I have no information on the team lineups and that. This is just who I would start in this game. So let's start with the goalkeeper. And listen, it's pretty straightforward. Bernd Leno, there's no really other options at the moment. I know we've got Matt Ryan there. I know we have, I think, when you look at Bernd Leno and what he's done, unless there's an injury, which there isn't, I know there's been nothing reported, it's going to be Bernd Leno. The back line, so right back at Bellerin, Yeah, listen, I think Bellerin wasn't the greatest on Saturday, but he didn't have one of his shittest games. I've seen Bellerin play shit, but he didn't have one of his baddest games on Saturday. And obviously, I think he'll come in and I think he will start. So the back line again, I think Arteta's going to stick with Rob Holding and David Luiz. Listen, them two have struck up a real pairing. I think they've struck up a good partnership. And Rob Holding, I've criticised Rob Holding in the past, and he's starting to come into his own. So I think that he will start alongside David Luiz. Now, the left-back situation is going to be a bit interesting because obviously there's a possibility that Kieran Tierney might play. But you know what? I'm going to go with my gut on this. And my gut is that I think it will be Cedric. I honestly can't see. I know Arteta's basically not ruling out a return for Kieran Tierney. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with my gut, and knowing Arteta, knowing that he doesn't really like to risk players. And he's probably learnt a lot of lessons after rushing Thomas Partey back, and we saw that with Gabriel Martinelli. He didn't rush him back. He waited and waited and took a cautious approach. So my gut feeling is that Cedric will play. So yeah, I'm going to go with Cedric. So that's the back line. Now let's move into the midfield. Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. Pretty straightforward. I can't see any changes here. I know Thomas Partey didn't have one of his greatest games on Saturday, but listen, every player has an off day. Every player, doesn't matter how good you are, how shit you are, every player has an off day. We know that more than anything with Aubameyang. He's had an off season, isn't he? But yeah, I'm going to go with Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. Is pretty straightforward. Ahead of him, I'm going to go with Smith Rowe. Pretty straightforward, I think he's nailed that starting position. He wasn't the greatest on Saturday, but we have to remember he's still young. He's had a sensational couple of games for Arsenal, over the times that he's started. And we have to remember he's young, he's still developing. He's not the finished article, and he's only going to get better and better. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Smith Rowe. Ahead of him, I'm going to go with... So, this is a job to know, sorry, to the right, on the right side, sorry, not ahead of him. On the right side, I'm going to go... Do you know what, right? Saka's injured, right? And I can't see him coming back. I know that Arteta didn't again rule Saka out, but I just can't see him starting, to be honest. I'm going to go Gabriel Martinelli. I think he'll go with Martinelli and see how it goes, maybe in the first half, and then maybe hook him off for Willian. But who knows? You just never know. On the left-hand side, listen, I think he's going to go with Pepe, and that's what I would go with. I would go with Pepe. Pepe's really coming into his own a little bit in the last couple of games. I honestly think he is. He's coming into his own. He's hitting a little bit of form, and he needs game time, Pepe, as well. I've been critical of Pepe. Listen, I've given my views on the fee. I've given my views on whether he's a good enough player. But I think if we're going to stick with him and give him the chance, then we need to give him game time. We can't just hook him off after one game. He needs a consistent run of games. We did that with Willian at the start of the season. It didn't work out. So why can't we do it with Pepe? Give him a consistent run of games. I know people will look back on it and say, well, he had that and got sent off. And that's true. But yeah, listen, he's really starting to step it up a little bit. And the thing I notice about Pepe as well is that Pepe looks interested. He actually looks interested. He doesn't look disinterested. When you see him on the pitch, he looks interested. He looks really up for it. He looks like he wants to prove to Mikel Arteta that he deserves a starting position. And that's good, because no player should ever get comfortable. No player should ever be on the pitch and think, do you know what, my position is untouchable. And we've had that, haven't we, before with other players where they've played and they have gone onto the pitch and thought, you know what, it doesn't matter how shit I play because my position is untouchable. So it's nice to see players actually realizing that they've actually got to fight for their place in the team. So yeah, Pepe is the guy on the left, and I think that's what I would go with, and that's probably what Mikel Arteta is going to go with. So the striker ahead, the main striker, the main man up top. Listen, I know he came off injured, and I know that he went to hospital, but all signs are, the way Mikel Arteta spoke in his press conference kind of suggested that he's going to be ready and he's going to be fit. So yeah, Lacazette, pretty straightforward Lacazette. Listen, we can't have Aubameyang at the moment, which is a massive miss for us. So I think the next best option is Lacazette. And listen, he might not score goals, but his work rate, the work he does is fantastic. Is he good enough for long term? Listen, it's not for us to question at this time. He's here for the season, and we might as well use him. So yeah, Lacazette for me, and that is my team, guys. That is my 11. Listen, I know you're probably thinking, well, why don't I put Odegaard in there in the starting lineup? Listen, I've not seen a lot. I think Mikel Arteta is going to ease him in gradually. You know, he's moved from Real Madrid to Arsenal. He's still settling in, and I don't think Arteta is going to rush that. I honestly don't think he's going to rush that. So I think he might feature in maybe like the Europa League or something, but I think Arteta is going to ease him in gradually, and he might maybe give him a few more substitute appearances just to ease him into the Premier League. But yeah, I can't see him starting for a while. I think it's going to be a slow process before we see Odegaard in the team. So there we go, guys. Listen, I have been rambling on for 17 minutes. Wow. 29 people watching. Wow, that is insane. That is absolutely mad. Do you know what, right? Do subscribe if you're new to the channel. Would really appreciate it. Please do hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to read out some of your comments. And do you know what? I'm blown away because that's the most I've had in one of my previews in one go. So yeah, there's 20 odd of you watching live. I'm actually humbled by that, and I didn't expect that. Really didn't expect that level of many people to be watching. But yeah, let me get into it and read out some of your comments. Right, where are we? So yeah, do check out my YouTube channel. Big up Gillespie. Big up Tubbs. Big up Twofold. Big up George as well. Big up Just Saying Real Talk. Right, this. Big up Young Gooner. So yeah, big up. Jesus Christ, what's going on here? I've seen a lot of shit in the chat. Keep it nice, guys. And I've seen this in the chat as well. A lot of people. So for the newcomers, let me explain this as well, because I've seen a lot of people you know, I've seen comments and maybe, you know, on the fact that I can't see. So I'm just going to clear this up for any newcomers. I know the regulars know that. But yeah, so when I watch games, I use audio commentary. I use audio commentary for the watch alongs that I do. I have, you know, I have a lot of people, you know, I have a lot of the commentary is very good, very descriptive. So that's how I see the game. But listen, it's fine to ask questions. I'm happy to answer that, as long as, you know, you don't get personal, which is obviously you know, not acceptable. But yeah, I do. Do you know what I do? You know, I do like to explain to people about you know, like my sight condition and that, so people understand. And that's fine to ask questions, but you know, you just you know, as long as you're respectful, I don't mind answering them. If you're a dick, then you just get blocked. Simple as. Um, and that's fine. You know, that's fine. Um, Big up Bertrand as well. Um, Jesus Christ, I can't actually believe I've seen so many people in the chat. It's a Let's have a look. Uh, big up, big up. Yeah, big up MN as well in the chat. Um, Big up. Yeah, big up everybody. Oh wow, cool. Yeah, big up Lee Gunner. Um, so yeah, no, the watch along is at 5:45. The watch along is at 5:45. Uh, Big up every. Um, let's have a look here. Right, let's have a look here. Right, let's see what other comments we got here. The chat is actually moving crazy, so bear with me, guys. 3-1 for Arsenal. Let's have. Right, let's have a look here. So yeah, get your questions in, get your comments in. Apologies, I have to take time to read them as well, because this chat is moving like absolutely batshit crazy. Remember, do hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. You know, do subscribe on the road to 2K. So yeah, please do subscribe. So Jamie's going for a 2-1 to Arsenal. Yeah, that's great. That's 2-1 to Arsenal. And it could actually be that. It could actually be that. Don't forget, I have got a watch along at 5:45. Would really appreciate that. So yeah, I've got a watch along at 5:45. And then my post-match show will be at 8:30. So I am doing a post-match show. Joanne said she doesn't know about tonight. I have this feeling we're going to screw up, but I'll back the boys 2 on Arsenal. Erica Vance is going 2-0 to the Arsenal. Thank you very much. Amen. Yeah, do you know what? I looked at the amount of people watching. And I was like, Jesus Christ! I have no idea what this. It's an invasion, but it's good. As long as people are respectful, that's fine. And yeah, everyone hit the subscribe though as well. Please hit that subscribe. Thomas Party 2-2. And thanks for moderating, MN. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate the mods. And Thomas Party's going for a 2-2. Tubbs is going for a 3-0 Arsenal. Wolves are shit. Nuno gets sacked. That could actually happen, That could actually happen. Stephen on Facebook is going for a 1-1 draw. Bertrand, thanks, Bertrand. No worries. Yeah, do you know what it is? When the chat's moving quite quick, I have to read out the chat, and because it's so many as well, because there's so many as well in the chats, and I've not seen this level of people for a while in my previews. But do you know what? It's fantastic though. As long as people are respectful and awesome, that's fine. But yeah, I just it's because I have to listen to the comments as well, and then the chat moves. But yeah, big up everybody. So thanks for everybody understanding. Bertrand's going for a 2-1 Arsenal. Yeah, that's great. The Rat Army. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Listen, hey, I'm part of the Rat Army. I don't really bloody want Arteta. Do you know what I mean? All my regulars know that I'm not a big fan of Arteta, so it's absolutely fine. Just remember, everybody in the chat though, hit the subscribe button. Would appreciate it. Please do I'm on the road to 2,000 subscribers. So yeah, that'd be great to hit that. So yeah, everyone, please do hit the subscribe. And I will be back with a watch along and a post match show. So yeah, listen, come along for the ride. Gillespie says I'd take Nuno at Arsenal. Yeah, no worries, MN. Twofold says, do you think Arteta should still get sacked? Yes. Yes, I do. For the simple fact being, the job is too big for him. The job is massive for an inexperienced manager. And I feel like we need a more experienced manager. I feel like we need a guy with experience who can fix this mess. But yeah, it's mad. It is total mad. So yeah, I forgot to say as well, if anybody's wondering how I'm reading the comments, because I know that question comes up, so I'm going to answer it for those that are here who have not been here before. So I have a screen reader on my computer that reads out the chats. So yeah, if you're wondering how I read out how I'm reading out all your comments, so I have a speech software that actually reads the comments. So hence why if there's a little bit of a pause, it's because I'm listening to what the speech software is saying when I'm looking at your comments. So that's how I'm reading the comments. Just saying, real talk. It's beautiful to see. Let's have a look. Big up Russ. I used to back him. This is his rookie mistakes. And that's the same with me. I used to back him as well, twofold. I used to. You know, I used to back him. I honestly did used to back him. I used to back him all the time. So yeah, guys, do hit the subscribe. Listen, I am going to wrap up this stream because I will be back with the watch along. And yeah, I will be back at 5:45. But yeah, big up all the new people in the chat. Would really appreciate. Listen, do you know what? I was too busy talking. I looked at the chat and there was 10 people, and then I looked and there was like 20 odd bloody people watching. So thank you. Listen, you're all welcome to this. You're all welcome on this channel. So yeah, please do smash the like button, everybody. Would really appreciate that. And do hit the like button. Would also really appreciate that. And like I said, I'm on the road to 2K. So any help with that, you guys keep sharing the channel around. Would really appreciate that. Would, you know, listen, any help is, I've only had this channel a year and already approaching 2,000. So yeah, do check out that. Like I said, I will be back with a post-match show later after the game, as well as the watch along. So the watch along will be at 5:45. Then the post-match game will be the post-match show, sorry, will be at 8:30 p.m. So listen, all enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I will be back later. Take care, guys. Big up to all you legends, and big up to the Rat Army as well in the chat.